What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of Tune In to Dillon. AJ Dillon here.
And Will Tune.
We got a special guest. We got my marketing agent, became real agent, one of my best friends, my ride or die, Tommy Povinelli.
Yes.
Coming all the way from New York. He flew in just for this. Tom, it's not your part yet.
Yeah.
Just for this. The camera does not pan to Tom yet. He got a little excited already. Tommy, go ahead, introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? How we all doing?
No, look at me, not them.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're just having a conversation. Like, it's not.
All right. Well, excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Green Bay is my second home, so I love catching up with all you guys.
Where's your first home?
My first home right now is in Connecticut.
Oh, shout out CT Tom. Is from one of the roughest, toughest neighborhoods at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Greenwich, Connecticut.
Connecticut is where I'm from. Yes, I went to Grand China School, and then I went to Boston College.
Roll the Eagles.
Later on, and then moved my way out to California. 4 years there, New York for 2 years, and then went back home for a couple months, and then I moved to Atlanta. World traveler, man. Got me ping ponging all over the country. So.
Yeah. Who's got you ping ponging? Tell us where you went.
They know how to be ping ponging. I mean, I think, again, Athletes First has been awesome for me. I mean, moving out to California for the internship, that's where I kind of first started. As an internship after I graduated, which again was a little bit difficult, because I went to BC, I had all my friends in finance, they're all getting, 6-figure jobs right away in New York. And, here I am taking an internship making minimum wage in California. So, going out there was a big jump for me. I'd never been out there. As an intern for 4 months, they extended me for another 4 months, extended me another 3-4 months, finally got full time.
When I met you, were you intern Tom, right?
No, they just kept calling me intern.
Oh. Intern Tom.
2018. No.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
A couple of years later.
Yeah.
Man. But I was out in California kind of learning everything there is to know about Athletes First. I got my first full-time job in marketing, so I was able to do that a lot.
Getting big deals.
As an intern, no, but it got really good exposure learning from everybody out there. Because every team is based there, at least at the time.
Yeah.
I think I was employee like 30 something. So.
Employee of the month 30 times.
Come on.
Employee of the month Tom 30 times.
What'd you study in college?
Economics.
Economics. And then what made you you always want to work with athletes, or?
So both my parents are more in the finance space, so I figured that might be for me. So I did a couple of internships while I was in college during the summers, and it just wasn't for me. As people always ask, and I'd always ask for advice. I'm a very curious person, want to see what different career paths are out there for me. And the only thing that really got me excited, you're going to be working the next 60 something years, 40, 60 years, what is it that gets you excited? And for me, it was definitely working in sports. So I figured after, the not failed, but uninteresting finance internships, I figured sports, let's just give this thing a try. So I did, and I got very lucky where I am today for sure.
How did you narrow down Athletes First? Were you just shooting out?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's almost with any job. It was just a lot of networking, reaching out to people on the BC network, just people in sports in general. I got very lucky. This woman, actually, her name is Danielle Molinaro, which is, funny, I still remember it, but she held the job shadow at Excel Sports Management. And so I went there.
Shout out Danielle.
Yeah, shout out Danielle. If you watch this, I haven't spoken to her in a very long time.
You gotta send her this, man.
I will. Maybe I will, but
I definitely do.
Yeah,
she knows Danielle, our #1 subscriber. Put me on the email thread.
We might.
Send us the
CC. I want to CC too. Matter of fact, I want to CC.
What is it? Excel Sports?
Yeah, she works at Excel.
Right.
She did.
Danielle, get this to all your interns. Make them watch this, and you can end up like Tom.
Yeah, but she hosted a bunch of BC kids during winter break one year,
sweet.
And I got to meet everybody in the office and just kind of see how the agency life works. And I was like, this is incredible. This is awesome. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And Excel has, other sports, but, football is one of my favorites. So I was trying to narrow that down. got lucky with athletes first. I mean, not lucky. I applied 4 times. I got it my 4th time applying.
Oh, nice. Okay. You grinded for it, right? You can admit that.
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, I applied. It's a fun. I'm gonna go on a tangent here, but so how I learned about athletes first was I was a dire Jets fan, like as a younger guy, and they just drafted Mark Sanchez. What are you fucking?
Hey, bro. All I'm saying is I'm sitting here, I'm watching Tom. Hey, this dude, Tom, loves athletes first and loves what he's doing because he's been wearing that company shirt so long. So long that the E in athlete fell off.
Oh no, Tommy!
That's how you know it's a man of the brand. He's
Tommy, I do know that like you're talking about like your career, like you're doing a podcast with like one of your athletes. It's kind of like you got to walk on eggshells about what we're going to talk about.
Let's also preface Tommy. Like I said, he is our guy.
He's a really good friend.
He comes out and hangs out with us at least once a year, a couple of times a year. Hits some games. We hit some golf balls.
He stood up in your wedding.
He stood up in my wedding. Like I said, one of my best friends. So
yeah, so we like to joke around, but yeah, I know I totally feel where you're like coming off right now, but this one,
it's all good and good. So this is our relationship.
So Tommy, was it when you were an intern when you were pulling the car in the parking garage, or was that post internship?
That was the story I was definitely going to share today, but no, I was an intern.
You didn't lie. You're not an intern.
I was
there.
Were you?
Yeah,
he was still intern Tom, but
you were still intern Tom, but you texted me, so you're probably employed. You might have been an intern because they took you all your check.
All these, I think as an intern, I don't know how I got a full-time job. I just thought it was so funny how like stupid I was. I guess no, but like I used to drive a Suburban.
Okay, go on. Tell the story. I want to hear that.
I used to drive a Suburban, so they're like, all right, we need somebody to drive the U-Haul because we had all this stuff in the U-Haul for a company charity event.
Was it like a massive one or just
massive U-Haul? I was like, easy, like
regular size.
So I'm like pulling it out of our office, and I see like one of our partners, like very nice cars in the corner. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna hit that. Like I'm skirting out of there. So I skirt out, and I forgot about the overhead on the U-Haul, and I just fucking hit that bitch so hard right into the wall, and the wall, like the corner of the office building, went into the side of the U-Haul, and I was like, oh, we're stuck. So I slammed on the gas, and I kept going, and the wall went even further into the U-Haul.
Was this a new office?
No, it's not.
It's all glass.
It's all glass. But everybody came rushing out because all of the glass windows were falling out. People were sprinting out of the office because they thought it was an earthquake. And my colleague Blaine, he calls me. He's like, "What the fuck did you just do?" And I'm just sitting out there. I'm shaking. I'm intern Tom. I'm intern Tom. I must have fucked this whole thing up. Everybody's coming out dying laughing at me. People are also nervous too. And Brian Murphy, our CEO, comes out and, he just looks at me. And then as he's looking at me, just a glass pane just shatters right in front of me. And it's just like dying laughing. This is the funniest shit I've seen all day. Like, I can't believe about it. I was like, oh my God, thank God, because anybody else would have fired me.
Murph has a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
he does. He's an awesome, super successful dude, but can be grounded at the same time.
Yeah, shit happens at the end of the day, but that's still one of my funny.
Oh my God, it my heart still drops every time I share that story. But it was so done for sure. Yeah. My coworker Travis loves making fun.
Shout out Trav, my guy.
Yeah, I'll send you photos to maybe put in here.
Oh yeah, clip that.
That'd be great. We'll give you a break from the agent talk. I don't want you to think we're interviewing you for a job. So we'll get you a little funnier segment. I guess besides transitioning from marketing agent, which we'll get into, to full time. I guess would a contract agent would be the right term? Besides athletes first, what have you been doing for you? What's going on in Tom's world? What have you been doing? I know it's hard to separate, but you've been doing anything fun?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been just definitely enjoying New York and being back home, kind of New York, Connecticut area. I'm an hour away from home. So it's been fun, getting all back with a lot of people from BC.
I just can't take you seriously. I mean, I can take you seriously, but it's just funny, man. It's just I don't know.
Man, no, it's been fun, like getting to hang out with friends from home and friends from BC, because a lot of people just went to do it.
I don't know why I got the giggles right now, man. I'm sorry. Tom. I'm just laughing right now. Tommy, you make me laugh. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then Kate, who's been my girlfriend for 2.5 years.
Shout out, Kate.
Kate.
Are you going to let the people know when the ring's coming on this podcast?
Yeah, you sound like her. No. No. So we're moving together to Atlanta. In August, end of August. So
That's big.
yeah, big.
Have you ever been to Atlanta before?
I've been once or twice. I just visited a couple weeks ago. Stayed with my coworker Jake, who's the man, and his wife Jenny, and we found our apartment. We're super pumped.
Nice. You look so excited.
No, I am.
No, I know. I was like, seriously, you're part of it.
That's okay.
See, I mean, you live on both coasts. Like, do you have a favorite? Like, what? Like, obviously, it's a change of pace from going from California, Orange County, which is where I first met. Is that where I think that's where I first met you.
Yeah, definitely.
And then New York City. Like,
I definitely love Orange County more. I mean, the weather's just beautiful. Like, and then again, New York is just so tight and expensive. So it's just a little more difficult. But if I could take my people in New York and move them to Orange County, that would be best case scenario for me. And then,
so you didn't really like the people in Orange County?
no, I did. I just like my family, my best friends.
No, absolutely.
I mean, the people at OSU are also some of my best friends to date. The other thing is the food.
Yeah.
Like, you can go any 2 blocks, any direction, and you'll find like whatever type of food you
In
want.
Cali?
No, in New York.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Well, what's the bucket list thing for a lot of our listeners are obviously family, friends, teammates, everybody at Excel Sports and Athletes First. And my mom. Besides that, Trey listens sometimes. But so like besides that, for a lot of people who haven't been to New York, I guess, like, you don't have to get on a big tangent, but what's one New York bucket list thing you would say, like, you got to go eat here, go check this out?
I haven't been to New York before, so
yeah.
talk to me. Yeah.
Okay. So
Only one. You can one thing.
One thing.
there's so many good pizza spots, but I guess my favorite pizza spot there is this place, Joe's and Pat's.
Joe's and
They have
Pat's.
this, it's called a rainbow slice, and it's marinara, vodka sauce, and pesto. And it's so good. And it's definitely my favorite.
Okay, so
Joe,
get pizza in New York. All right.
Look for the rainbow slices, and they'll be good. All right,
As you make rainbow.
that's perfect. I mean, we'll go straight to we'll go straight to our rapid fire questions. I feel like we're having some fun here, and I like asking you to not think about stuff too much, and you just got to go. All right.
All right.
You can't say let me think. It's right away.
Okay.
You want to go just every
Yeah, I'll just hit him with random questions too.
cheat day meal.
Hamburger.
Jets player.
Garrett Wilson.
Ooh. Okay.
That's gonna suck for our Jets clients, but like, as a fan, he's my favorite player.
You can't say all that. It's just one answer.
Yeah.
Gun to your head, you go. Well, not metaphorical gun to your head, more like finger gun.
Yeah.
Morning or night person?
Night.
Okay. Who's one person, dead or alive, that you would like to meet or wish you could meet?
I would love to meet John Stockton.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good.
He was like one of my favorite players growing up. And you didn't ask me to elaborate, but I am.
Yeah.
One of my favorite players growing up, and he played in Utah. He's one of my dad's favorite players, so he'd be a really cool person to meet and pick his brain.
Oh, that's awesome. I like peeling back the layers of the onion that are Tom Povinelli. What makes you tick?
So Jets, Mets. Who else are you a fan of?
Knicks.
Big
Off season.
Who will be the first team out of those three to win a championship?
Mets. I'm like diehard Mets. Like Knicks and Jets. A Jets fan, I've definitely lost a little bit since becoming.
Because of Chad Pennington.
Sure. No, since I became a Packers fan.
Yes.
And then, Knicks, I definitely love, but I like college basketball a lot more.
Okay.
Going to BC, we got to play a lot of big teams. We didn't always pack the stands, but like getting to see Duke and North Carolina and all those teams up close they play so hard. It felt like NBA playoff hoops.
I do
Going out to eat?
Yeah. Dude, I do have a question. Like you were talking about your Knicks, and this is not the rapid fire portion, or not the Knicks, the Mets. A few weeks back, or about a month ago or so, you were texting me about the home run derby, and you said Pete Alonso was going to win the whole thing. So obviously that didn't happen, but what's your thoughts on that? You were talking a big game. You said Pete Alonso got this in a bag.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, Pete's not having the best year by his standards. I think he has the most home runs hit though since 2019.
I mean, he's a stud for sure.
Yeah, stud.
All-star.
Yeah, the Mets fans are definitely getting down on him now. I mean, I just feel like that's any sport.
Yeah.
You have such high expectations for all these superstar players, and he's still playing well. He's still leading the team in home runs. He's still doing what he can, and he'll turn around second half. But yeah, home run derby. I know he was disappointed in himself too, so he'll bounce back though.
I think you have like the saddest franchises you root for, John.
I mean,
like the Knicks are cool. Like I put
man.
that. Well, true. It's very, very true.
Or
Very true.
Lions, but Lions are looking.
Lions won the
They're
division.
doing all right.
They hung the banner.
You got to give credit. Yeah, that was crazy. But you got to give credit where it's due. They're turning it around.
No, they are. They got some cool dudes to root for. Like I just finished the receiver show, and I think you were definitely with me when we met Amon Ra, and
Yeah. Arnold was cool.
he was training out, and
Yeah, he's a great guy.
we were playing pickup hoops, and like you just knew this guy was different. Like
He gave you buckets.
he was picking me up. He's like, you're not gonna breathe, you're not gonna score. I was like, dude, it's pickup and pitch outside. And no, he strapped me up full court. I mean, I was not talking back. Don't get me wrong, though.
You didn't turn back.
No, of course not. But like, he was picking up everybody full court in pickup. And I was like, this guy
Did you
is
just run to the corner?
a different.
He's a dog.
Yeah,
No matter what it is, he's a competitor.
Yeah,
You can tell.
Yeah, and like, how many times he said he knew the 16 receivers like before, like who he got drafted before.
Yeah.
He's listed at let's say 35 times.
Yeah.
He's different.
Did you just run to the corner and just like try to get us free? Did you get a point?
So
Tommy's more of a facilitator.
I think Jordan Love was out there too, and he was playing with us, and they beat us too. Like,
So you just lost.
What were the teams?
I think it was me, Travis Allen, who worked at A1, his brother, Jordan, somebody else.
So it was the athletes first squad versus just all
Your athletes.
Pro Bowl players.
Were they throwing lobs on you guys?
No, but like,
Duncan Tommy did like a bunch of dudes from the office. Travis LeBron.
and but yeah, I mean,
Bron or Jordan?
LeBron.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any secret talents? Come on, tell me what it is.
I don't.
Can you make a funny noise?
I can't.
Yeah, but we don't. We don't have time for that. Like,
No, I don't. I do not have a secret talent.
If you were going back to Newport Beach, what would be like the one thing you do for a weekend? Like, what would be like, gotta go do this?
Javier's for Mexican food.
Javier's.
Shout out Javier's. That place rocks. Then you go out on the peninsula. There's so many different bars down there. Next day, you just kick it at the beach all day. One of my favorite day bars is Mutt Lynch's, right on the peninsula. Too.
What's it called?
Mutt Lynch's.
It's gotta be racist.
Gotta be.
Yeah, man. We just kick it on the beach all day and hang out. The weather's always 70 degrees. Stop looking at the EM.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. It's athletes first.
Yeah, well, I mean, athletes first. Obviously, I appreciate the rapid fire and your willingness to try to go fast.
It wasn't fast, but I tried.
Yeah, you tried your best. And, speaking of trying your best, you're a marketing agent, my marketing agent. You brought a bunch of awesome deals and cool collaborations that we did in Green Bay. And obviously playing for Green Bay, but like we did, all around.
Yeah, we did a lot of fun stuff.
So, like, I guess just like, what's it like, and why did you want to make the transition from marketing agent to more of a agent for players as far as like contracts and representation?
Yeah, good question. I just feel like ever since I was in college and growing up watching Jerry Maguire and Entourage, Ari Gold was one of the funniest characters in the world to me. I just knew like having relationships with clients and fighting for them, and having that tie into sports was just always something that, I did want to do. And I really did love marketing, and my team was fantastic. Like such
A
awesome.
team. Athletes First Marketing
Yeah,
team.
shout out Max Sutro worked with us. Chris Longman and Jake Silver, my dogs, awesome. Yeah, Joey, everybody. But
You just got to go make sure you don't miss anybody.
Nah,
Because
it's-
now they're going to watch. So you,
no, I got you.
if he missed you, he really loves you.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
don't want you to put you on blast.
Yeah.
This podcast is going to get so much love that we didn't want to bombard your DMs. So that's why we didn't mention it.
No, but they're such a good team, a good squad, and I'm still like kind of transitioning out of marketing a little bit. We hired some new people, so just trying to help them out. But the age stuff's something that I always wanted to do, and kind of like while I'm still young, you know, like I wanted to take
You're
this
kind of almost 30.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for
We're all almost 30.
We're all almost 30.
AJ's the youngest one here.
yeah,
He's got a kid.
Sheesh. Don't let the hair fool you.
yeah. At least look young.
Yeah. What's the what's the hardest challenge been? You know what I mean? Like with that transition, obviously you were doing marketing for a while. You were doing it with a great team and doing getting a bunch of great deals for a lot of guys
Yeah,
and clients. So obviously it's a whole new process, and there's tests to take and things you got to do, and a whole bells and whistles and a part of it. But yeah.
So a big thing with becoming an agent, well, just for NFL, you either need, it's common misconception that you need your law degree. So you can have 7 years of negotiating experience, which includes marketing because you're negotiating all those contracts, or a law degree, or any sort of master's. So I got my master's at Northeastern University. I did that online, which was great. It was very tough, kind of balancing, because I rushed the program too. I did it as quick as I could. I think it was 14 months. And I was still working full time. So I was like,
My boy's a grinder.
I was like working 8:30 to 6:30, and then you take a break to eat dinner, and then I'm writing papers from 7 to 10:30. 11,
That's not easy to do.
for
You're like Davis Clark, just locked in.
locked in, dude. I was. That guy's hysterical. But no, I mean, like it was a year and a half that, obviously I wish I could spend doing, other things, but locked in for my goal, and I passed. I did everything, which was great. And
How was the exam? Like, I'm just kind of. I mean,
was
a
tough,
lot of
like-
people take exams for licenses and stuff like that.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, it gets open book, so people are like, oh, it's so easy. Like I'll just pass it. But to collective bargaining agreement, which is where all the questions come from, it's like.
Is it scenarios or is it like multiple choice?
It's multiple choice, but like again, they give you tough answers. So it's like you make this one common mistake, like you'll get this answer, whatnot. But it's CBA. I don't even 500 pages or 600. I don't know how many pages it is, and it's yay big. You need glasses, so you need to find exactly where it is in the CBA too. So you have an hour and a half or something to get 60 questions, and then you need to be in the top X percentage. So it definitely wasn't easy. I know a few people that haven't passed. But
You did it though.
I didn't do it. I'd like to think I'm pretty smart.
I remember how stressed you were for it. Like the
'cause
which
you have
is
to wait for the response,
Yeah.
and it took 6 weeks or whatever it was.
There's a huge time commitment for you too. So.
Yeah, and you can only take the test once a year.
Oh damn!
that's
Fail this, you're back to. I would have to be taking it
Back into the U-All.
2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Back in
back to the UI. Back in that. Yeah, but no, it was
that's awesome though. That's a lot of hard work. How's how has it been the first couple months to a year-ish then, starting to talk to players? I know obviously you are my agent now, you're my group of agents. When I saw that Tom got through, passed the test, I was like, I talked to Murph, I was like, hey, we got to get this guy on there. Like, whatever it is, you guys figure out the cut and the split, but I want this guy to represent me. And, he's a real deal. He's a ride or die for his guys that he cares about. And, so like what how's that been, I guess?
No, it's been good. I mean, it's been a big learning curve. It's, I'm kind of like starting a new role in not a new company, but it's still something it's been a little foreign. But such good support from everybody, like learning all the processes.
What is the prospecting process for like athletes? Like some people, I mean, for like insurance, it's like you start off with cold calls, going to events, grabbing coffees with people, and just building a network. Is that essentially similar to what you're doing? But like with athletes, are you going to like places where athletes are kind of networking too?
100%. And it's, there's no one right way to do it. Like, we have agents that just DM guys, we have agents that go hang out with their clients and then they're introduced to, other vets, or like they'll go back to their alma mater, they'll be plugged in there, and, they just are able to recruit all the college kids from there. So there's no right way to do it, no wrong way to do it. It's like whatever you find kind of the most success with.
What kind of guys, sorry to cut you off, like what kind of guys, I guess, are you looking? I mean, I know that's tough because obviously if you could get a number 1 draft pick, you got to take a number 1 draft pick. But like ideally just, when and I know you're just getting started and, you're trying to build your resume and trying to, get a nucleus of guys that you're representing in NFL. But when you're going out and you're prospecting, like Will's asking, what kind of guys kind of jump off the page beyond like the athleticism, I guess, obviously everybody wants the best, but kind of guys are you looking to represent and work for?
I'm looking for just like straight up just good people, hard workers, guys that like love football, love the sport, it's not often, but there are some people that just don't love it. They're in it for the paycheck. I want somebody that's going to utilize, everything that I have to offer, because then I know I'll be able to make the biggest impact on them. But yeah, I mean, dude, Murph says this thing, it's like, do it with the right people for the right reasons. I don't remember the saying.
Yeah, I mean,
it's I should remember it.
Well, I mean, I think that's like the that's what you want, obviously. But I think what people don't really understand, and we've talked about this before, AJ, about people that are in the NFL actually are very different, like on a personality spectrum. Dude, it's insane. Like the different interests from different athletes, but they're given this God-given talent and skill, and obviously it's the correct financial decision to run with that, but at the same time, they still are who they are, and it can be difficult to, work with certain people on that front, whatever way that may be.
Yeah. No, you bring up a good point. We have talked about that before. I guess not on the podcast.
No, we haven't.
It's like, it's one of those crazy things. And some players do a better job of, I guess I shouldn't say better job because it's all what they're comfortable with. But some players are more outspoken and outgoing and, want to be in fashion. And that's like their passion. Like if they weren't playing football, they'd want to do that. Some people like to game or do podcasts and talk and communicate with people. Some people are, introverts and, just love quality time. But when, you just come up and go to training camp or you're looking at the roster, it's like, they're all football players. Yes, we all love football, but there's so many different personalities. There's so many interests. So, I can only imagine how there is no, like you're saying, there's no right way to go about it. I'm sure there's no template for this approach is going to get every single, not prospect, but client.
Yeah, there isn't that like stereotypical like jock in the NFL locker room anymore. It's such a wide range,
I mean, you got people that like anime, and I picked up. I don't know if you guys remember Doug Martin, running back for
the muscle hamster.
Yeah, so again as an intern, I picked him up from the airport, drove him to our company charity event. He was a huge Korean pop fan, and he's blasting that shit all in my car. And I would have never seen that an NFL player.
Did you enjoy it?
That. It was interesting. It was dude. But he was such a cool and interesting dude. And, then there's other guys that are just like the complete opposite, so it's just, you need to just learn to get along with everybody. But, for me, the important thing is, obviously, again, besides being like a great athlete, it's like, I want somebody with who's a good person, good morals, like wants to do good, loves the game, like, it's going to be respectful.
Like a solid foundation of respect for the NFL and football is really the main thing.
And everything.
And I think like another thing is like based on like everything you've said, and I know you well enough to say this statement, is like you don't half-ass anything. Like you go, like if you're going to do it, like you flew in from New York at like 6 a.m. to come out here, or 4 a.m.? What time was it?
I did you 4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m. Got out here. Super tired. You came, you crammed, did your hours, or like your work and your laptop, your calls, had dinner with us, went to bed and woke up and redid it the next day. Obviously not the flight part, but it's like if you're going to represent somebody, like you're going to be putting your all into them. So you're like, you know very well that football might not always work out and things happen and it's kind of all up in the air, but like you're going to try your best to represent this person. So you hope that they reflect, a good, solid, stand-up dude who's about the right shit.
100%. And it's exactly like you said, like, I'm going to give you my all. Like, I hope you give me 100% of your all as well, but like whatever it is. And, you got, your family and obviously you guys have been such wonderful clients to get to know. And
we get drafted in 2020 with COVID, so we couldn't really be with our families. But I was in California with some of my friends, and Tommy was there. And when I was getting the call and on the phone with Green Bay, and they panned to like the iPhone live stream, and it was on ESPN. Tommy's the one standing up, like clapping. And I got so many tweets that are like, "Dang, we drafted a white running back."
Let me rephrase that story. You were so nervous that night. And we were just like setting up the phone in your row. I'm like, dude, this is facing me. You go, dude, I don't give a like. Just
you can curse.
He's been cursing this whole time.
He was just like, just put the phone down and like leave it alone. And I was like, okay, but it's facing me on the couch. Yeah. So when you got drafted, you're on the bottom right side of the draft.
And you're standing up.
I'm standing up. And then when you got called, both of our phones were on the table in front of us. And I think my phone lit up just as much as yours. What the fuck are you doing?
This guy.
What the fuck were you doing on the screen? I was
Tommy was in the live cam just pounding chest.
Yeah, just show everybody your Green Bay tattoo.
That is a good clip. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure like Nas or Shiz smacked the shit out of you too.
Oh no, it was Nas.
It was Nas. Yeah,
well, shout out Nas, Nazir Jones. He hasn't been on the podcast, but he would probably be a good person to get on the pod. He's Coast Guard. I'm gonna mess up his title and rank. He went to the Coast Guard Academy. He was in California. He's super promoted.
Oh, he locked up Tommy too in pool basketball.
He did lock him up in full basketball.
What, did you say you give him buckets?
Yeah. He did not give him any buckets.
Yes, bro.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Yeah, okay.
I just remember you guys just drowning each other.
He was trying to be.
Tommy's competitor. He's a nice guy, but he'll compete. Except against Amon Ra. He'll
get Jordan. He just
I think he was short, and I can't remember. But
your phone blowing up brings us to a great kind of social media segment we like to do. It's called the Instagram Deep Dive. You don't have too many posts on Instagram, but I did check your Twitter and your Facebook, your MySpace, and your Vine.
I didn't have that.
No, you did. You had Vine.
I didn't have MySpace.
You had Vine.
Oh, dude, I was back to Tom's first media tweet.
He had Musical.ly too, right?
Yeah, dude, he had it all. But I got it grabbed on here, so give me a sec. But I saw on Twitter, which was the segue. You did post, happy draft night because you were on there. So
yeah.
All right, the first one we got, and this will be on the screen for you guys eventually. Tom, let me know what's going on here. What is this? Tell me about the fit. What's going on? What are you celebrating?
Oh, man.
Who's that with you?
That's my buddy Rob, and we both have around the same birthday, June 10th, June 12th. And we just passed our driver's license test at Fresh Green Light in Connecticut. So we were just celebrating that. That was all.
I just want to know about the fit. The North Carolina blue with the red shoes. Were you hooping? Were you just getting buckets?
You would catch me at any time, winter, summer, spring. I was in a t-shirt, some sort of athletic shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
At any time with mid calves and some sort of crazy shoe.
I like it.
I did want to go to North Carolina and or Duke for a long time. Didn't get into either.
Nice.
We got into BC.
I got into BC, so it's even better.
All right. Now, the second one, we're going to do 3, and the last, I'll let Will pick out of these last 2 here which one he wants to use. But
nice.
This second one is, honestly, I know you're a big Jet.
Oh my gosh.
Big Jets fan. I know you're obviously.
Oh, you haven't done that for a Packer game yet. You got pain in the face.
Well, you come to a game every year and have consistently. Are you going to paint your face for a Packer game like this? Because he's such a diehard agent, and he respects and loves his clients like he loves me. I know that he will do anything for us. So just like tell us what's going on here. What game is it? Do you remember?
Bro, I was telling you earlier, I was, when I was younger, diehard Jets guy.
Well, he's still a diehard Jets guy.
No, not as.
Well, since Aaron Rodgers got there, you're not a big fan?
No, I definitely am. I root for them, and if they play the Packers, then I'll be stuck. I don't know.
Well, who is it then? Who you going for?
Well, I see when we get there. But no, me and my friend Matt, childhood best friend, and my buddy Pat, we all went. I painted my face. Did Matt paint his face?
He also painted his face.
So
did you do that for a lot of games or just that one time?
We didn't go to many. We were all play fantasy football, so
I saw the fantasy football tweets. I was gonna bring that up. This guy Tom,
are you a fantasy football shark?
Dude, back in the day,
you got inside intel.
Back in the 2013 fantasy football tweets. Like, how old were you in 2013? Probably like
17. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This guy's. Oh, look at it. It's just his score. It's a tweet and just a score. Him wasn't in yet, but it's just like hashtag whatever your team.
I'm that guy.
It's every single week. I'll score.
How many championships? How many league championships?
In my the league that matters, one. I just won this past year. But I've been to 5 championships. I was like, who's the guy in the bill? Jim
This guy.
Yeah.
But funny.
5 falls of Tommy.
Story, but I wrote my college essay on fantasy football.
Really? Yeah. It worked.
It worked. I got into Tennessee.
We're not North Carolina, dude.
Yeah. So.
All right, Will, you can pick this last one between these two.
So we had this thing. It was called St. Baldrick's Day.
Yeah, we know St. Baldrick's.
Yeah. So we.
What are the hashtags for that?
No regrets.
No regrets of the A.
Regrets.
No regrets.
That was from the movie with Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston. But Jesus Christ, Anarchy and shit. But no, we all decided like on our hoops team we would shave our heads and raise money for St. Baldrick's. Like I don't know how much exactly, I can't remember, but everybody except my buddy Rob from earlier shaved their heads. And
did you guys get clowned for it as a team? I mean, because of the St. Baldrick's.
Yeah, when we played other teams, they're like, "What the fuck is happening?" No, I mean it was totally worth it. We raised a lot of money and
doing it for a good cause.
St. Baldrick's school.
Yeah, so it was no regrets.
Yeah, no regret.
Well, we're pretty much finishing up, but I feel like having somebody. Everybody loves sports, or most people love sports. A lot of people, if you can't. Be an athlete, a lot of people talk about at least or dream of being an agent, marketing agent, all that stuff's cool, especially with social media being so prominent and guys making their own brands. Ballers, and so I guess just, do you have any advice that either you've been given throughout your process that kind of has stuck with you or advice to somebody listening? I know there's a lot of younger kids who will DM us and be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, can you tell me what advice would you give?
No, and I mean, it's definitely crazy, like the amount of people that reach out to everybody in the sports industry. Like I know me and my colleagues, like, our LinkedIn requests are insane just from kids all wanting to chat. But, that's just what you have to continue to do. You have to continue to network. And I think going back to what you said, like the number one piece of advice that I received doing these calls was like, okay, all these kids want to work in sports, but what are you doing about it? Like just because you play fantasy football and you're a Jets fan doesn't mean, you're qualified for this role. What are you doing? He's like, you need to get involved and you need to do what you can on campus to show that you really want it. And, from then on, I was like, that's such a good point. At BC, I joined every single club that had the word sports in it. I'd help set up for basketball games. I'd help set up for football games. Played on the club hoops team. I was at intramural referees and Hoops for Hope, the Sports Business Society, this, that, the other thing. I did it all. And I think, again, that in addition to shout out Daniel Malaro for the Excel Sports Management Drop Shadow, like, all these different things definitely add up, put on your resume, and that, that's definitely an important thing.
And you caught on early too.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I wouldn't have gotten that advice or followed that advice had I not been networking since I was younger. And like I said, I applied to athletes first 4 summers in a row. I didn't get it till the 4th one. And the other key point I was going to say is like following up, like having touch points to reach back out to people. you know, if I was talking to somebody at Athletes First, like myself, you know, I'd be following them on all socials. And like, if I see any piece of news, I would like send it to that person and be like, hey, saw this. Here's my thoughts on it. What do you think? Or like, hey, happy 4th of July. Just come up with something to like, just keep in touch with people, stay connected, follow up. Cause you really never know, you know, what might happen from there.
For sure. Dude, that was like the best thing I've ever heard you say in my entire life. That was awesome. Very well put. You know, I think that's great for anybody, especially people who want to get into sports and any role in there, man. Just, you know, stay consistent and try to get as involved as you can, continue networking, you know, always shake the tree a little bit, you know, and see what fruit drops and, you know, eat it.
No, exactly. And I mean, again, like some people are like afraid to follow up and afraid to like, I don't want to annoy them. I don't want to do this. And, you know, again, some people might take it that way. Like, you know, I take it as, okay, like this person wants it, you know, or like, yeah, okay.
All right. Can't double text this guy. Understood.
No, like this
I know I'm making
this is somebody that's passionate about the, you know, the industry or, you know, and again, like if I reach out to multiple players, you know, several different times, it's like, you know, like I see the potential. I really would love the opportunity to work with you. I hope you take this as a form of, you know, almost like flattery. Like, yeah, I think you're going to be a special player. We would love the opportunity to work with you. Like, I'm not just trying to annoy you. Like, if you, you know, if someone reached out to me multiple times and I didn't want to talk to them, I will let you know.
All right, man. Well, I really appreciate your time. I guess, you know, before you completely, fully transition to being the agent world and you're still dabbling a little bit of marketing, especially for me, can we get the podcast sponsored? You know, I think we're doing well. We've definitely added some equipment, some nicer lights, but just, you know,
Dulled the lights this time too.
yeah, we dulled the lights, you know, we got pillowcases over top of the lights.
Yeah, bro. Help us out, Tar.
Yeah,
We get an
we
Athletes
need a
First
sponsor for
sponsor.
the pod, whether it's big brand, little brand, whether it's little koozies.
Athletes First.
Athletes First.
We'll keep the E out of it.
Come on, Athletes First.
Athletes First.
Yeah, he said it's too big time. It's all right, but anything, man. What about the E in Athletes First? We'll wear big E's on our shirt. Next podcast, we're wearing E shirts. I'll go get those made.
Yeah, we need to get the pod some sponsors.
Yeah.
Duh.
Excel Sports. Danielle, what's up?
No. We need to come up with some segments.
Some more segments.
We have the rapid fire, but you know, maybe
You want
we
some
name
more
segments and we just sell this.
Speaking of segments, guys, stop everything we're doing. We do have a new segment. It's called Where in the World and What in the World is Derek Hassanoglu doing?
Great question. Let me look.
Derek Hassanoglu is our cousin, one of our best friends. D-Man is what we call him. He's a great guy. Eventually, somehow, we'll all get connected. But for the sake of the podcast and the sake of our listeners, we're just going to say where in the heck and what in the world is Derek doing. So give him a call.
Should we?
No.
Just
call him.
FaceTime or call?
Call.
All right.
No face. Just call and say, what the heck are you doing? Where are you right now? And then we hang up. No explanation.
All right. Come on, D-Man.
Come on.
Great
D-Man.
question.
Or else we got to rename the segment.
Dude, this could be the like. You should have sir.
Not in the basement. See.
Call Phil. I might have service because it's home base.
Should I try?
Oh, that's true.
Nah, you're not going to pick up for you.
I know. You could have your Derek of the Year, similar to this. Pardon my take, guys.
Part of my take of the year. I got a lot of Derek's.
You can call it Daddy
Yo.
Fish.
Dude. Hey, it's you're on speaker with me and Will real quick. I was wondering, where are you right now?
At home.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm sitting on the couch, about to drink pre-workout to force myself to go to the gym.
All right. Awesome.
That was great.
That's fantastic.
That was good. Yeah, well, Derek's about to go get a pump. That's good.
He played football at Wisconsin.
Yeah, he was a good athlete.
Great high school athlete, obviously D1 athlete. So, we'll tell you more about Derek every time we call. We'll have a new little bit, talk about him a little bit. I'm sure he'll want to follow.
Until he becomes a listener.
Yeah, until he becomes a listener, and then we'll switch it up to somebody else. Think about that segment. Wrapping up, Tom, do you have any plugs, any any more shout outs you want to, throw out there? Shout out Kate, shout out Atlanta, shout out your new home, mom, dad, sister, dog, anything.
No, I mean, I'm really excited for Atlanta. Shout out to Kate. She's been awesome support system in the last, 2.5, 3 years. And my family as well. They've all been fantastic. And shout out all our great players, man. It's, without you guys and you guys trusting me, one, I wouldn't, be here right now. But
you would not be in this basement.
I would not be in this basement. That's for sure. But no, I mean, it's been awesome to, again, just cultivate relationship with all of you guys. And, through meeting you, I've got to meet the tune-ins who are, again, one of the most generous families ever, always having us up in Dork County, having us down here. Your wife, Gab, shout out Gab, always holding it down.
Always. What about Trey? What about Trey, man?
Trey, baby Trey, Mr. Alto. But no, other than that.
Awesome. What about your future clients who are also listening to this, because they're all
Shout
guys?
out my future clients. I cannot wait to get you guys all drafted, signed, start training with you.
Most importantly, a bag, dude.
Get that
Not
back.
most importantly.
Most importantly.
Hey, you heard it, man. Tom said he's going to be training with you. So when he sends you to the mark in Orange County and you're doing the workouts, Tom just said you have his word that he's going to go in there and train with you.
Yeah, it's true.
I've done it.
Yeah, he has. We got to show you guys a workout.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, dude, with full service, man. Like whatever you need, we'll get it done. And you met Gab. How'd you meet Gab?
In Green Bay. Hey, before we get off, Tom, give us a quick kneel, real quick. Scoot back the chair. We just want to see what it would look like if you proposed.
I heard from one of my friends, Ryan Marks. He told me this. He's like, make sure the box is the right side up.
Yeah, hold up. Let me just make sure the camera's got you over there.
I'd probably go right knee, grab it from the pocket, and then go this way.
Nice.
Interesting.
I like it. That,
But posture looks good.
yeah, well,
So,
that's good. Well,
My tip of advice is you want to have a smooth lunge back. Like, it's a nice back lunge. So, like, you don't want to, you don't want to do it like that.
What did I do wrong?
Well, you just kind of, sunk in it, dude. You went, you arch your back too much.
I'm trying to get that posture.
The posture. You just got to get down on one knee.
Oh, sorry.
See? Hey, been there, done that. See that?
Yeah, see.
well, that's great, bro. We got to make sure, you're ready for whenever that is. And, it's better to practice everything. You can't go through your whole life working your ass off at everything and then you fucking half-ass your proposal. But that's awesome. You got you got all your plugs. Thinking about it and thinking about all the fun times we had before we finish up the pod. I know I keep saying that we're going to finish, but you're sleeping here. So you really got nowhere to be. Who's your favorite player? And you don't have to say me, but who is some of your favorite players, I guess, that you've worked with or represented?
Well, obviously, I mean, we've been best friends ever since you got in the league. Staying up at your wedding was a huge honor, a lot of fun. Can't wait for you to stand at mine. Other guys, Pat Fryer's funny. Kate Johnson and Kamal Martin are probably the funniest dudes I've ever met. Javon Holland, he's very similar to you. I think you guys would get along.
He laid one of the hardest hits I've had in the league on me, actually.
Really?
I don't even think it was purpose. We played the Dolphins 2 years ago, and I had a toss to the left, and I'm running, line blocks really well, starts to open up. And as soon as I come around the corner, he's playing deep safety. So he has to, and he's a great run stopper. So he's running down. And it's one of those where he came at an angle where you can't jump him. And he's so low that I'm not going to get lower than him at this moment. So and he's closing in, he's close. You just kind of got to take it. And he just it was kind of like a half jump. I'm just trying to save myself. He's going to take out my legs. And we both hit each other and he took me out. I'm like, God damn. And I look at him, he's like, God damn. But we're in the middle of a fast paced drive. So we're both we both had the shit on our face. They're like, yeah, I dapped him up. I was like, that shit hurt. He's like, hell yeah.
He's funny though. You guys have a lot of similar interests. Huh? Noah Fant.
Yes. Where's my Noah Fant chair?
As well.
He right there, that wall.
Corey Coughlin right below him.
Yeah, we got a lot of A1 guys.
I just was at Carter's wedding.
Yeah.
His wife, Yasi, amazing wedding.
Shout out Carter. Congratulations.
Shit, there's so many guys I'm missing. Chris Wormley,
Well,
Dan Orlovsky.
Man, we already said this, man. If he missed you, it's just because he didn't want you to blow up from all of our loyal listeners.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're trying to add one every episode. And,
That one's Derek.
Yeah, so Derek's like, what the fuck?
He was texting us.
Oh, that's great.
I've never AJ Love too, man. Come on.
On the podcast?
No, just in general.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Man.
Yeah, J Love on the podcast. Tommy's going to set that up.
Yeah.
Thing. Any funny stories that are hitting you last minute?
No, I actually have questions for you.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I like this.
Well, why the long pause in all of the episodes? Why are you guys bringing this back? And then what are you guys most excited for? Are you guys tweaking anything to make this podcast, like taking it to the next level?
Yeah, I think, well, I'll go first and you can obviously touch on it. I think the long pause was just because we were doing it. I think we tried to do too much too quick. We tried to have the big setup, like the big mixer board with a producer who, shout out Declan, he did a great job helping us out with the first 14 episodes and, helping us get our feet wet in the podcasting space. But it was just kind of one of those things where we had so much equipment we were moving around. We didn't have a home base. We didn't know how to do anything or kind of what our brand was going to be. We were just shooting the shit, having a great time. But now, we've kind of consolidated things. We've got some better equipment and we got the mindset of, we want to put out, great content for everybody, reach everybody, not just football, not just business, not just Green Bay, just kind of communicate, tell our stories as well as, have relatable, awesome guests from, every walk of life like yourself to, everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree on most of that stuff. Actually, everything there. But I gotta stop saying but too.
No, you're good, dude.
I think the pause was it was exactly that. I mean, trying to figure everything out. It was fun to run with it. We were having a good time with it, but the logistics of it, not being on a set schedule, is just too difficult for two people that are trying to figure their own selves out.
23-year-olds.
Yeah, it's like we weren't making any money doing the podcast yet.
Yeah,
we need to shout out athletes first. Shout out A1.
Step up.
No, seriously though, it's that was probably the main part of it. Is just like trying to get everything in order. I think now though I think now what we want to take this to is it's just gonna take more reps and like AJ said,
And it's just life. I mean, everybody has that something that, they're doing that's fun, it's really exciting, but, it just doesn't balance, right now. But, now we're on a consistent schedule. We're going to be trying to bring you guys episodes. Well, not trying to. We are going to be bringing you guys episodes every two Tuesdays. So every other Tuesday, we'll have an episode. We have our set film schedule. We got guests lined up. As always, put any guests you want. I'll reach out. I'm not scared to hear no. I'll DM everybody. Just like Tom told me. Not anybody yet, but, anybody for the guests. It's one of those things where I think we need to grow up a little bit, get a good schedule. And, this is awesome. We have fun, but, keep the main thing, but try to, be locked in when we're here.
Yeah.
That was long-winded.
Yeah. I didn't really know how to add on.
Last question. What do you guys love most about each other as hosts?
I don't know. I think we got a good chemistry when it comes to like just making it lighthearted. I think that's my favorite part. Just like, this is like, we're talking to, for me, like as somebody who, never anticipated sitting in a room with NFL athletes and all of that. I think we're really trying to like go out and do that. Like, I think just keeping it lighthearted and, it's not that serious.
Yeah, I think to piggyback off that, I mean, like we're brothers, and I know the
100%.
The Tune Into Dillon bio says long lost brothers, but like that's what it really feels like. And when we're not 100%. Filming episode, which is 99.9% of the time, like we're chilling, having fun, playing bar games or telling stories or playing cornhole or playing golf or doing something.
Just hanging out, honestly.
And so it's pretty organic. You spend so much time with somebody, you care about them, but also know they're a funny ass dude. So, it's a great time. We would have great time sitting down here and telling the same stories without the cameras on. So it's pretty easy. I think, we are getting better, at the podcasting, the segments, and just that's like you said, just getting more reps. But it's fun. It's fun to try new things and do it with people that you love and care about and have a great time with. So being able to schedule an hour a week with my guy here is fun to put on the calendar and be like, we are having a beer, we are hanging out before life gets too busy.
Yes,
it's great.
I agree. I think both you guys kept it lighthearted. Obviously, I was nervous coming on here because all you do is love making fun of me all the time.
Oh, come on now.
No, you guys, it was very chill, and you felt comfortable in a couple minutes.
Okay, good.
Just say it. You didn't feel comfortable before?
Nope.
No.
You see him in the beginning, you'll be able to transition. Tommy was like full, great posture, staring into the camera, and then now he's finally relaxed.
That's a good posture.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you guys kept it light, kept it easy, and
Shout out to our listeners for tuning in to Dillon.
Hey, thanks for watching. As always, we got another episode coming for you guys, dropping next Tuesday.
as always, tune in to Dylan.